Welcome back to another Uma Academy video. And today it's all about support cards. And I'm not lying if I tell you that this video was a pain to do because it's so much theory and there are so many effects on those support cards. You won't believe how much of a hassle it was. But yeah, I'm finally done and now I'm ready to explain it all to you. I hope you're ready for a lot of theory. And also special thanks to Gonzalez Lau from Reddit for helping me out and for making the original support card guide on Reddit. So thanks for that. So let's start into the episode. So first of all, we need to look into the types of support cards. We have speed, stamina, power, guts, wisdom, friend support, and group support. So the first 5 support card types are just the normal stats that will boost those specific stats, and we'll give you a big bonuses for that. The friend and group supports are technically the same, both, but they will give you other special effects that the other cards won't give you, and they give you the chance to go out with them and recover stamina and give you motivation up for that. And the group support is just a friend support, but with more chances to go out with more different characters. So it's technically the same, and there are not many out right now. So just think of it as a normal friend support card. Let's get into the explanation of the different boosts. So this is the fun part. There are a lot of different boosts the support cards give you, and I will now explain every single one of them to you so you can understand it easily. For example, first up, the friendship bonus with an X amount of percent applies a multiplier to the stat gained this turn during friendship training only. The stat will multiply with other friendship bonuses. And for example, 2 boosts of 25% will apply 1.25 times 1.25, and that's 1.5625 on the stat gained. So that's getting calculated to the stat increase you gain in the end. And on top of that, you have motivation bonus. The motivation bonus also gets applied on top of that. So the motivation bonus X percent is during any training applies a multiplier to the motivation effect. The stat will multiply with other motivation bonuses. So 2 boosts of 30% will apply 1 plus 30% plus 30%, and that's 1.6. So this 1.6 will be multiplied with the motivation you have right now. If you are fully motivated, you get plus 20% times the 160. But of course, if you are at minus motivation, so for example here, minus 20%, then of course the motivation increase won't be that big and you don't get a lot back. And then we have the bonus. So the XX bonus X. It's the stat. So for example, speed bonus 1. So speed bonus 1 will apply plus 1 to training the speed stat. So this will happen before the other multipliers get added on top of it. So if you are getting 15 on speed, for example, then you would get 16 base stats. And then we have increased training X%, and that's a multiplier on top of the stat gained this turn. So 2 boosts of 50% will again combine to a multiplier of 1 plus 15% plus 15%, and that's times 130 to the stat you would have gained this turn. So that gets on top, then the friendship bonus gets calculated on top if it's a friendship training, and then the motivation bonus will be applied. So those are the basic 4 ones I think a lot of cards will have. Let's get over to the training boosts. And as you can see, it's a lot of maths, and I just will go over the other ones a lot quicker so the video doesn't take forever. Now the training boosts are a little bit different. So for example, initial XX up X is increase the stat called XX here by X number on game start. So initial speed up 25, for example, will add plus 25 onto the speed stat. So that's here 99 in the picture. And the value at the beginning of the race will then be 124. So that's pretty straightforward and easy. Starting bond up X will increase the bond gauge with the support character by an X value on game start. So you will start with a bond gauge into the game, and that will help you max it out faster. Speciality rate up X is increase the chance of seeing the support character on their speciality stat. So for example here, Super Creek's speciality stat is stamina, and the base stat for showing up on that specific stat is 18%. So the speciality rate up 50 will increase the stat by 1.5. So that's 27. So she will have a 27% chance to appear on stamina. So now we get to the skill bonuses. Those will apply to getting skills and upgrading skills. So hint level bonus level X is that the skill granted by the support card will increase the level by 1 plus X. So hint level bonus level 2 will raise the skill level to level 3, because it's 1 plus level 2 is 3. And for those who don't know, skill level up will just reduce the costs of that skill. So that will get a lot of percentages off later on. Hint rate up X% is just an increase in the chance of hints appearing on this support card. So you know the red exclamation mark? It has a base chance of 7.5% to appear, and every 100% will raise that chance by 5%. So if you have hint rate up 20%, then that will do nothing, but you can of course get upgrades in the game, and that will stack on top of that. Skill point bonus X will increase the amount of skill points you gain by an X amount, while training the stat the support character is assigned to. So you just get more skill points. It's also pretty straightforward. Race reward bonuses are also pretty easy to understand. They will give you more rewards after racing a race. So the base rewards after a race are in OP races plus 5 on a random stat, and skill points 30, and so on. You can see it there on the right side, what the stats and the skill points are you gain. And race bonus X% applies a multiplier to the stats and skill points received after a race. So 2 boosts of 10% will make the multiplier 1 plus 10% plus 10%. That's times 1.20. So if you are racing a G1 race, for example, the stat will increase to 10 times 1.20. So that's 12. So you will get plus 12 on a random stat. The skill points received will be also multiplied by that. So that will be 45 times 1.2, and that's 54 skill points. So I would say pretty basic math. The fan count bonus X% just applies a multiplier to the number of fans received after a race. So 2 boosts of 10% will again make the multiplier 1 plus 10% plus 10%. That's times 120. So also pretty easy to understand. So let's get over to the bonus effects. Bonus effects are specific effects that can only be found on certain cards. So for example, Wisdom Training Recovery Up. This effect can only be found on Wisdom cards, of course. And it's during Wisdom Friendship Training with a Wisdom card, you usually recover a bit of stamina. But with an X amount added on top of it, you will recover more. Failure rate down X% just can only be found on friend support cards. It reduces the training failure rate by X%, and only if the support card is assigned to this stat training. Energy discount X% can also only be found on friend support cards, and reduce the energy by X% if the support card is assigned to this training stat, of course. Event effect up X% can only be found on friend and group support cards, and applies a multiplier to the stat points or skill points received after an event with the support card. And event recovery amount up X% is also exclusive to friend and group support cards, and applies a multiplier to the energy recovered after an event with this support card. So I would say those are the easiest effects. So let's get over to the next chart. We are nearly done, and we are at the unique effects. So every support card has its unique effects, and it's not much to say about it. Just to give some examples, Super Creek here, for example, unlocks at level 30, and it increases the stats gained from friendship training by 10% and increase the probability of getting assigned to this specialty training category by 20. And on this TMC Warrior support card, for example, the skill only unlocks at level 40 and it gives you increased training by 10, but only when the bond gauge is at least 80. So you want to get this gauge up very fast to activate this skill. And lastly, let's talk about the hints and events of those cards. So every support card has a pool of skills, and those skills will be given after training with a skill hint. And a skill hint also can give stats. So on the right side, you can see the pool of skills Super Creek, for example, has, and the stats she can give you. And events are pretty easy to understand. Every support card has a pool of events that can occur during a scenario run, and events will give you a choice of stats, skills, or energy effects. And on the side, you can see Super Creek's event pool skills, and she will, of course, give you a lot of different stats. Well, that's it for this video. Yeah, I noticed the videos are getting longer and longer, but that's just because we are getting into more complex topics. But yeah, I guess it's fine because yeah, they have to be that long. But I guess the next few videos shouldn't be that long and should be easy to explain. And when we get into the training scenario videos, then it will take long again. But I guess you are prepared for that. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Please consider to subscribe and like this video. And you can, of course, tell me in the comments what you did like and what you didn't like about this video. So see you next time and bye-bye.